Reality of corporate career for women, how they are perceived, how their potential is perceived, how much opportunity do they really get, and what they should do and shouldn't do to grow well in corporate career. All of this we will discuss in this video, and this video is designed to make you feel more aware that so that you can take informed decision if you are younger and you've just started your corporate career, or even if you have spent quite a few years into corporate career. This video content will help you to thrive more and to make more informed decisions. So with that note, let's get started. The first reality check of corporate career, which I believe all my lovely ladies out there will relate, is that corporate is quite male driven, which means most of the key decision making positions are taken by males. They take important decisions. They decide who will get promoted, who will get the new project, who will get the new client, who will get the on-site opportunity. So sadly, there isn't much contribution by females in those positions. Why? Simply because there aren't enough women in those positions. Now you might think that what's new in there? I mean, we all are aware of this. You all are aware of this, but what you consciously do not think about this point is that how in your day-to-day life it impacts you as a woman employee or as a woman who's seeking out new opportunity. I have been in HR for now I think almost 11 years, and how many times, I kid you not, a hiring manager would tell us that there is a requisition in his team and he wants us to get started on the hiring, but he only wants to see male candidates for that profile. The audacity. And to be very honest, no matter how companies glorify that we are equal opportunity employer, we are this, we are that, we are inclusive, blah blah, all of that stuff, such things does happen at micro levels. And then what happens? Obviously, as a HR, you have to oblige as per the requirement, whatever the manager is saying, and then you get then the male candidates, and then male candidates get hired, and women at that point don't even get the opportunity to represent themselves as a potential candidate. Second reality check is that if you are calm as a person, you are quiet, and you feel like that your work will speak for itself, and then you'll get the opportunity and all of that stuff, then you are wasting your time there waiting for that opportunity, because the loudest one in the room will snatch it from you. That's how things work. As a HR, I can tell you that women do not particularly participate in those debates, or when they have to prove a point, they are not noisy enough to be heard in that room where things are discussed, opportunities are discussed. So if you are an ambitious person, and if you know that you are worth that opportunity, if you know that you have worked hard for that opportunity, then make sure that you get it. If you stay quiet and you wait for the opportunity, and you think that your manager will present you with that opportunity just because you have worked very hard on that, you're not going to get it. Because the reality is that it happens especially with women. If they do not talk enough, if they are silent, that is considered as not being confident enough. And if you question that manager, the answer will be that the person wasn't confident enough, didn't speak for herself when the opportunity was discussed, so I gave it to the most deserving one. That happens all the time. And the third reality check is that if as a woman you scale really quickly in corporate world, or I think at any place in your career, it is bound to happen that people will gossip negative things about you, that you have gotten those opportunity because of some blah 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 thing about you. So what's the solution? You have to pretend deaf to all of those gossips, be immune to all of those negative conversations, because no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try explaining, that is bound to happen, because people can't really digest a woman scaling up that quickly. They jump onto conclusions too soon that you have gone out of your way to do those things in a negative way. All my ladies out there, do not get discouraged when you find out that things like that are being discussed about you. You have been portrayed as a very negative person and all of that stuff. Do not get discouraged. Just remember that that's the part of the parcel when you grow really quickly. Another very sad reality is that the opportunities in corporate are most often discussed outside the office space. And that is one of the main reason why you'll see that women miss out on the opportunities, because when the opportunities are discussed, they are not there. So what does it mean that the opportunities are discussed outside of the office space? It means that after work, when all those men in the team meet for a drink or some fun outing, that's the time when the upcoming projects or new stuff is being discussed, and you miss out on that because you were never a part of it. And do not even think about that there is something wrong with you on that if you could drink or you could be a part of that, then you will become successful. Because there's no limit to what that outside zone can be. It is not always as simple as just meeting on the drinks. It can be much more than that. And this, my ladies, I realized recently because I was talking to one of very senior, and she has accomplished so much in her life. She is based out of US, and she told me that things like this can go beyond what you can ever imagine. She told me that she lost out on the opportunities because her male team members would go hang out in clubs and discuss a lot of other things about project, about job, about opportunities. Now, if you were thinking that, oh, it's okay if I could drink or be part of those drink meetings, I could get the opportunity. But my friend, it has no limit. So there's no point in thinking that there's something wrong with you. So now what's your takeaway from this point? Your takeaway is that you're aware that things like this do happen. So whenever you are in office space or you are in your work zone, make sure you discuss your own opportunities. You create your own opportunities. You have to be more mindful and be more watchful of the upcoming opportunities that you can bank upon, because otherwise they are gonna just slip out of your hands because you cannot be everywhere. It's just not possible. Next point on the list is pay gap. Now, gender pay gap is very real, guys. As a HR, I can tell you behind the scenes, because I have seen candidates negotiate salary, and I can tell you in 11 years of my career, I can generalize it very easily that women do not negotiate enough. They just quickly jump onto the conclusion that if they ask for more, then they lose out on the offer. While on the other hand, men go beyond and ask insane numbers without even worrying about if it will be presented to them or not. And most of the time, they end up getting much more than what was actually planned for them by the company. So it is a harsh reality. And I would here on this point, I would want to say that it's not completely about the company and who's deciding it. In this point, it's more about how women perceive their worth and how they negotiate their salary, their CTC. They do not negotiate enough. They do not see their worth and they just take the first number which is quoted to them, and they never make an effort and attempt to negotiate beyond that. So I want to encourage every single woman out there to negotiate more, to ask for more when you are negotiating for your salary, because at the max you'll hear that no, we cannot give that much, or no, that is the final number, or whatever. You negotiating for more will not harm your chances of getting hired as much as it will harm your chance of growing well monetarily in your career. So watch out. So whenever you are negotiating, no need to be humble, be aggressive, prove your worth, and then get it. Another reality checkpoint is that whenever a woman is growing in her personal life, the setback that they face on their career front is very real and it hits so hard. By personal life growth, I mean whenever they get into a relationship, they're getting married, or then they have kids. All of this takes so much toll on their career front that it's insane. As a HR, I have seen so many amazing women who had immense potential to grow in their career quit just because they had to prioritize something else in their life. So it's not that somebody is always pressuring them to take that decision to quit their career, but it's just that we are wired in such a way that we then change our priorities so much that career takes a backseat in our life, and we start prioritizing everything else at that moment when we decide to quit. So here I just want to tell you, ladies, that situations like this will happen with every single one of us. I mean, we will be for sure find ourselves at a point where we have to take a decision. Either we choose our career or we choose our family or something personal. So I would say that just hang in there for a while. I mean, you can for sure have both. It's just that it will require little different strategy than what you are currently thinking at that point, that you just have to choose one. It doesn't always have to be that way. I will discuss more on this point in my upcoming videos, where I'll share that how you can approach things in such a way that you can have both a flourishing career and then fulfilling personal life as well. Next point I want to highlight is that corporate is very hierarchy driven. Every single one of us who start working in corporate, regardless of gender, we start identifying ourselves with the job titles, because the structure is such, the whole process is designed around titles. Who does what work is also defined by their titles most of the time. So we start associating our identity with those titles, and then we start seeing ourselves as that job profile or as of that title. And this is very harmful, especially for women, because they have to play so many different roles in their life. And if we as a woman start identifying ourselves just with the titles, it will hamper our viewpoint. We will then have a limited view of things that are going to happen in our life, or limited view of things that we want to achieve in our life. And then we get stuck and we just feel that either this way or that way. There's no other way. Either I have to stay here in the job or I quit. There's no other way in between. While there are so many other ways, but you are not seeing those opportunities because you're so aligned with that title. You feel that now I'm on title A, B, C, then the next growth path for me is going on a title D. You get so stuck with that idea that everything else disappears from your vision, because you just have a very limited view of what growth could look like for you as a woman, or what you can imagine for yourself as a woman in terms of growth. That job title is just a part of our journey. We have to achieve so much more. Another reality check for women in corporate is that no matter how we think about career, no matter how career driven we are, the fact is that we have much more shorter run of that corporate career in comparison to men, which means that at some point in our life we will feel that we need to quit and prioritize our personal life. I know it sounds kind of sad that why we are getting a much shorter run than men. We can debate about that, I mean, as long as we want to, because things are not going to change so soon. So rather, what we should be doing is that from the day one, we should be focused on building financial stability for us. And no, you will not feel like working forever for that 9 to 5 job, no matter how much love you are with that. It's just not feasible. It's not only for women, I mean for men also. So start planning and designing your career in a way that you plan for your financial stability. And if at some point in your career you feel like now it is not making sense and you have to quit your job, you have to quit your career, corporate career, then at least you will have something to bank upon. Rather than going from that job title to straight away to zero, you will have something from where you can start again. If not corporate career, maybe something else. So that's the beauty of designing your life, keeping financial freedom as a goal rather than just keeping corporate career in your mind. Next point on the list is so important. It is that do not leave before you actually leave. Now, what happens with women is, say for example, somebody is in a job doing really well. Now that woman is getting married to someone in say 8-9 months, and that person is living somewhere else, say for example abroad, outside of the country, or maybe some different city, and you know that you will have to move to the other country or to a different city with that person. Now what starts happening is the woman employee stops putting any effort into their jobs. They quit. The exit, the last working day is yet to come. It's after 8-9 months when the marriage will actually take place, but they quit mentally 8-9 months before only, when they hear the news. And same goes for even for pregnancy news or some other life event news. I just want to say, guys, that you never know. I mean, you never know what those 8-9 months could bring to you in terms of opportunity. So do not leave before you are actually leaving. Till your last day, work like you have to create some magic in this project. You will do something phenomenal till the time you are here. And if possible, try not to disclose such personal stuff until it's very close to the date, so that nobody else can judge you on those decisions, those life events, and you yourself don't quit before that time. Because just imagine if the person marries and, for God forbid, for whatever reason, marriage doesn't turn out good, and within 6-7 months you are out of that relationship. You have not only wasted those 6-7 months after you got married, but the previous 8-9 months also, you were already out of your career alignment. You will feel so much stuck at that point because you gave up long ago, you quit long ago, and now you're directionless. So never do that to yourself. Never ever do that to yourself, because you never know how life is going to turn out. Be focused on what your career goals are, and remember, you are pursuing this career to design your financial freedom, to achieve financial freedom for yourself. You are not doing this just to climb another job title in corporate ladder. No. So do not leave before you actually leave. And at the last point, I just want to say that nothing matters more than your health. I mean, this is something I would say it is regardless of gender, but it is more important for women because women is wired differently by nature. So we need to take really good care of ourselves. Otherwise, we will lose out on career front much more earlier than our men counterparts do. So please take good care of yourself. Your health is the tool with which you will be able to run longer in your career game. You'll be able to design your financial stability. You'll be able to achieve your dreams much more faster. If you're not feeling good, if the job you are in is kind of making you feel sick and your health is declining, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Do not listen to anyone who says, no, you got to do this, you got it after so much of hard working. All of that doesn't matter. I mean, you cannot listen to all those noises when your health is declining. Take that break. Be confident in yourself that once you are back on track with your health, you will achieve everything. Everything else is achievable, guys. I mean, good health is something that you cannot substitute at all. And if you're not paying attention now, bad health will present itself in 10 times more worse situation than it is now. So please make sure that you do not ignore your health, and anything in your job, in your career, whatever you are doing is not aligning with your health, say goodbye to that. It's not worth it. So that was it for this video, guys. I'll be coming back with much more videos like this. So stay tuned, stay subscribed for that. And if any one of you is aspiring HR and want to learn HR, then I have an HR course where I teach what I've learned in 11 years of my career. Link of my course is in the description box. So make sure if you're interested, you check that out. And on that note, I'm signing off. We'll see you in my next one. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.